My daughter's science teacher claimed her project wasn't original. A virtual meeting with my esteemed colleague, a Nobel laureate, left the teacher stunned. I'm a 43-year-old father, always striving to balance encouraging my children's ambitions with giving them room to carve their own paths. My daughter, a high school sophomore with a deep love for science, came home last month thrilled about her science fair project concept. She planned to investigate how recent advances in quantum computing could impact cancer therapies. It was a bold goal, but she's always reached for the stars. She devoted weeks to research, poring over academic papers late into the night and crafting her proposal. I offered advice when she sought it, but ensured the project remained hers. As a researcher myself, I understand how vital it is for young minds to cultivate their own perspectives and ideas. When she turned in her proposal, I was truly amazed. It demonstrated a nuanced grasp of complex ideas and drew innovative links between disciplines that even some professionals would admire. That surge of pride as a parent, watching your child shine in their passion, was unmistakable. Then came the teacher's email. I need to discuss concerns about your daughter's science fair submission. There are doubts about its originality. Please reach out to schedule a meeting. My daughter was crushed when I shared the email. Tears filled her eyes as she swore she hadn't copied anything. Dad, I referenced everything correctly. I worked so hard. Why won't she trust me? She said. I had no doubts about her honesty. I'd witnessed her countless hours grappling with intricate theories and finding her own way through them. This wasn't plagiarism. It was a teacher unable to fathom a 16-year-old producing such advanced work. I'll take care of this, I told her, keeping my frustration in check. We'll resolve it. I responded to the email, requesting a virtual meeting, and received a reply proposing a call the next afternoon. My daughter wanted to join, and I agreed. She deserved to stand up for her work. The science teacher appeared on the screen right on time, her face stern behind thin-framed glasses. My daughter sat quietly beside me, unusually reserved. Thank you for taking the time to address this, the teacher began formally. I've taught advanced science for 15 years, and I can tell when a student's work surpasses their abilities. I felt my daughter stiffen, but gave her a reassuring look before replying. I hear your concerns, I said calmly, but I can confirm my daughter created this herself. I've seen her process up close. The teacher's expression didn't soften. With respect, the theoretical concepts in her proposal align with graduate-level research. The links between quantum algorithms and protein modeling for drug development are highly advanced. This exceeds high school capabilities. So your claim rests on the quality of her work, not evidence of copying? I asked, striving to keep my voice even. I ran her submission through plagiarism software and nothing was flagged, she conceded. But that doesn't rule out excessive external assistance. Her ideas closely resemble cutting-edge studies. My daughter finally spoke, her voice soft but firm. I cited all my sources. I studied papers from MIT and a university quantum research group. I didn't copy, I just tried to tie ideas together in a way that made sense. The teacher's brow arched slightly. You're saying a high school sophomore fully grasped MIT-level academic papers. That's when inspiration struck. My daughter didn't plagiarize, but she did have access to some unique resources, I said. Would it help if I brought in an expert to confirm the originality and viability of her approach? The teacher nodded, though her doubt was clear. That could be useful, yes. Great. Can we meet again tomorrow, same time? I'd like to include a colleague who's an expert in this field. We agreed to reconvene, and the call ended. My daughter looked at me, a mix of curiosity and hope in her eyes. Who are you bringing? Dr. Larson from my lab, I teased, then smiled. No, someone with even more expertise. That night, I reached out to a longtime friend from my postdoc years, now an MIT professor and a Nobel Prize winner for his work on quantum applications in biology. We'd kept in touch, and he was always eager to support young learners. When I shared the situation, he was happy to assist. Send me her proposal, he said. I'd like to review it before we meet. Later that evening, his email arrived. This is remarkable work for anyone, especially a high schooler. It's rough in places as expected, but the core ideas reflect true insight. I'd be glad to talk to her teacher. The next day, my daughter and I sat down for the follow-up call. The teacher joined promptly, her demeanor suggesting she expected a typical parent defending their child. Thank you for arranging this follow-up, I began. As I mentioned, I've invited a colleague to discuss my daughter's proposal. I sent a quick message, and moments later our guest joined the call. The teacher's eyes widened as she recognized him instantly. "Good afternoon," my friend said warmly. "I'm excited to talk about this young scientist's work. I've reviewed her submission thoroughly." The teacher, briefly at a loss for words, regained her composure. "This is unexpected. Thank you for joining us, Professor. Your work is well regarded in our department." "Let me be direct," he said. "This proposal demonstrates striking originality. It builds on existing studies, as all strong science does, but the connections between quantum computing methods and cancer treatment strategies show fresh thinking. With polish, parts of this could contribute to the field." He proceeded to highlight specific elements of my daughter's work, noting where it aligned with current research and where it ventured into creative territory. My daughter's face shifted from nervous to confident, while the teachers registered growing astonishment. "The technical grasp isn't flawless," he noted, "which is normal for a student at this level. But the scientific intuition here is exactly what we want in budding researchers. This is undoubtedly original work, well cited and informed by existing literature." The teacher cleared her throat. "I value your expertise, Professor. I didn't expect an evaluation from someone of your stature. Supporting young scientists is a passion of mine," he replied simply. "Encouraging real curiosity matters deeply." He turned to my daughter. "You've got a strong foundation here. If you're interested, I can connect you with a PhD student in my lab working on similar topics. They could offer guidance to sharpen your approach." My daughter's face lit up. "Really? That would be incredible." The teacher, now visibly uneasy, shifted in her chair. "This sheds new light on things. I apologize if I was too quick to judge. Your proposal was so sophisticated, I assumed it required substantial outside help." My daughter responded with grace. "I understand why you had doubts. It's okay." "It's not okay," the teacher said firmly. "I should have asked more questions before assuming. Your project is approved, and I'm here to support you moving forward." After the call, my daughter turned to me, emotions swirling. "Dad, I can't believe you got him to join. That was amazing." I shrugged. "Sometimes people need a nudge to see your worth. You did the work. You deserve to be recognized." She paused. The teacher seemed really embarrassed. "She made a mistake," I said gently. "Teachers aren't perfect. What matters is she owned it and is now behind your project." "Do you think he was serious about connecting me with his lab?" "Absolutely. He doesn't make promises lightly." Sure enough, the next day, my daughter received an email introducing her to one of his PhD students. Over the next few weeks, they had multiple video calls, and her grasp of the subject grew significantly. At the science fair 2 months later, her project didn't take first place. That went to a practical engineering solution for local water issues. But she earned special recognition from university judges and an invitation to visit a quantum computing lab at the state university. More crucially, she gained key lessons. Her ideas had value, authority figures can be wrong, and having someone believe in you can change everything. The teacher, too, seemed transformed by the experience. Other parents noted she became more supportive of ambitious projects, offering resources rather than doubt when students tackled complex topics. Nearly a year later, my daughter burst through the door waving an acceptance letter for a prestigious summer program in computational biology at MIT. The recommendation from my Nobel-winning friend helped, but her project and follow-up work secured her spot. As she excitedly called her friends to share the news, I reflected on how things could have gone differently if we'd accepted the teacher's initial judgment. Sometimes, standing up for yourself means finding allies who help others see your true potential. And occasionally, the quiet satisfaction of watching someone realize their mistake is its own reward. Thank you for reading. If you enjoyed this story, please consider subscribing. Give it a like and share it with friends or family who might appreciate it. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you have thoughts, questions, or story ideas, leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned for the next story.